about this monkeypox shit?
One of my friends sent me an article where apparently like they don't have enough of the vaccine, so they're shooting it like microdoses. So let's say they had like a cup worth of vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get the whole cup. You can only shoot a little bit of it, and they're shooting it underneath the skin, apparently in your head.
They're like squeezing the side of your dome.
Yeah, so like, you know, like I mean,
get
when you're low on that dish soap, you know what I'm saying? You need to like shake it up and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the smallpox journey. Like we ain't got enough. So we're gonna go ahead and just shoot this right to the brain.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, it's wild. But you know what I'm saying? Don't lose your head because we want to welcome you back to the Don't Judge Me Podcast. Your name was Sir Nygel from the House of Wave Files. From the dark gray triad, always looking left because I'm not right.
What up, sir? I got to start the recording in Zoom, so this is going to be on YouTube, but it's not going to be on the podcast. So
that's fine. Well, that's why you subscribe to both.
Here we go. Recording now.
Awesome. Well, y'all got to check out our YouTube page to hear the fun fact of the day.
And the actual intro to the show, unless you want to.
Yes, and welcome back to the Don't Judge Me Podcast. You're here today with Sir Nygel, House of the Wave Files from the Dark Gray Triad. Always looking left because I'm not right. It's raining hard, y'all. I'm scared for my basement. My occasional pool, now I advertise on Airbnb, may show up tonight. I don't know. But speaking of natural occurrences.
Like me being moist.
Oh, sure.
That's a natural occurrence. I'm moist today because we are recording another episode of the Don't Judge Me Podcast. And I believe we are on episode 143. Just want to take the time out to think about that for a moment. We've done this at least 142 times because one of the episodes was a recap. But week after week after week after week after week, maybe a break here and there. But we've done this 143 times, and I'd like to give myself a pat on the back. I did that with Nygel. Oh, yeah. We did that together. And you can do it with us. All you have to do is send us an email, leave us a voicemail, and or write in a Sir Nygel via WhatsApp. The WhatsApp address is Don't Judge Me Podcast. Our email address is Don't Judge Pod. And our phone number to leave a voicemail is 410-834-1562. Just remember, we will use and incorporate whatever you say and or write in, judging you accordingly, but it will be a part of the show. And since we're doing this thing live now, you can also join us. Just reach out to us and say you want to be down. We will get you on board via Zoom. You can watch us live via YouTube. Just go out to Don't Judge Me Podcast and look for the orange icon. That is us. The YouTube episode airs before the actual podcast uploads. So if you're hearing this in your ear but not visually watching us, just go to YouTube and see what's going on, because we're having fun over here. Because we shall proceed to continue to judge in life. So Nygel, I believe this is your week, your show. I'm participating.
Yep. So I'm going to start this off. You know, we talk, if you watch our YouTube, we talk about some medical stuff. But I'm going to keep going in there. Did you know there's such a thing called hairline lowering? AKA forehead reduction surgery.
Oh, when you first said it, I was thinking, yeah, you get the tattoo, you know, and then no, we're talking tugging and pulling on the forehead and skull skin and make
vertical width of your forehead up to 2.5 centimeters.
Okay. That's significant.
Centimeters?
Yeah, it is. When you think about, like, I'll use my own hairline, for example, right? Looking straight ahead, it looks pretty, symmetrical across. But the truth is, I got some pushback in the corners. And it pushes way back and peaks more in the middle.
I guess, I didn't think about corners.
So if we think about
kind of thing going on, right?
Yeah. Like, so if we think about it, we get a couple centimeters back, that straight line in the front going straight across like it was when we were in high school, that's a legit thing. And first and foremost, I'm going to judge this with a shoot bail, and I'm shooting bail to the recipients, but I'm giving gentle judgment to the person who thought about doing this in the first place. Like, it feels diabolical to sit around and think, what if we just tug the forehead against the hairline to make it smaller?
Yep.
It feels like this person was actually like in a course for lobotomizing people and then got kicked out early on in the program. And he's just like, well, fuck it. I still want to take off people's skulls. So how about I arrange
how do I make
so
money
that,
on this?
Like, how about I make it look like I'm trying to help them when in fact I'm getting my kinky fetish off? Because like forehead reduction surgery is not what it's called, right? What is it called?
Well, it's hairline lowering.
Think about it. The truth is we're reducing your forehead, but we're going to flip it and make it look like it's just about preserving the hairline. It's forehead reduction surgery.
But I thought was crazy was the surgery can cost between $4,000 to $13,000.
Okay, depending on the size of the forehead. We've seen a lot of 5 heads and 6 heads.
Yeah, I know.
On these streets. So you've seen foreheads where Don Cheadle has his forehead. I don't know if you've ever like paid attention to Don Cheadle. See if you can find a recent photo of Don Cheadle and his forehead, and it goes out to the listeners out there as well. His hairline is it's a thing of magic. The new Carlton on the Fresh Prince reboot, his forehead's like this, where it's just like hairline is legit like middle of the skull. But the forehead is just like, and what do you do with that? You get forehead reduction surgery. That's what you do. Those 2 centimeters can make a world of difference.
Did you ever watch Smallville by chance?
Oh, the black dude?
Yes.
I thought his hairline was just like dad in the middle of his forehead. Like,
I don't know. That joke was like here, yo, like made no sense. It was like, yo, you got a hairy forehead, bruh.
Yeah, like one of my kids, he's got a hairy forehead, whereas like his hairline is just like it's literally like a little tiny square in the middle of his head because his hair like just grows down and around. It's one of those, he should have like electrolysis to have those follicles burned out or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But the kid from Smallville, he's like Kirk Franklin's evil younger doppelganger or some shit like that. Because he's like short and muscular, and he'd be like pimping white women and shit like that. Like that's definitely something he does on the gram. He'll like do some push-ups and then have a white girl come in a bikini and like pour a drink in his mouth or some shit like that. Of course, that's the kind of guy he is.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's probably how he sustains his lifestyle because he's not like an actor for real. He is. I can't remember
anything he's done.
He's probably the person who came up with forehead reduction surgery and then flipped it to hairline extension augmentation or whatever the fuck it's called.
Somebody probably was like, man, I wish my ship up came down as low as yours. But it
clapped his hands, did a push-up, had a white girl come in and pour some baby oil on him, said, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get this shit board certified. Is it board certified? I don't know what that means, but is this something that's board certified?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, a lot of people apparently do it. Yeah, a lot of people apparently do it. I thought that was a famous name. Yeah, there's a lot of surgery centers that apparently offer it. A lot of the, pre and post op are white people. So,
is this something you would, if you got married and you had this surgery, but your wife didn't know that you had the surgery, would you admit to hairline augmentation lineup surgery?
I feel like at that point, I'm doubling down. To answer your question, I feel like if I wasn't do the augment, then I'm gonna just go down the path, right? Like I'm gonna get my teeth done, I'm gonna get my hair done,
sure.
I'm gonna get some other stuff done. I'm gonna have my beard lined up. You know what I'm saying? No more patches. You know what I'm saying? All this shit gonna be little. It's gonna be miraculous, and then she'd be like, "Dang, you was born like that?" Yeah, and then my answer is gonna be yeah. And then when my son comes out and he got like a random soul patch on his cheek, and it's gonna be like, "What the fuck is that? Your genes suck."
Yeah, I told someone, I absolutely, if I came into a bunch of disposable income, I absolutely would get hair line surgery, whether it's with a serum or fucking plasma or whatever. Like I got a whole thing on the left side of my face where it's just like hair just doesn't want to grow, and then I try to comb it up. Nah, I'm getting this hair. Nope, we're gonna get that done. These corners are gonna get touched up, and this patch is gonna get filled in forever.
I feel like I want to research how to be able to grow like my hair like a fucking like a chia pet type of shit, right? Like, you know, like if I wake up, I'm like, I want a beard. Boosh.
Yep.
And it's just like, yeah, that's how I like it. Like, oh, okay. True.
That's some grown men shit. So I have a parallel story that has nothing to do with anything that we're talking about so far, but I want to share it before I forget. Someone called me and told me they thought I would get a kick out of this. So they were driving down the road in DC, saw a car in front of them with a personalized license plate.
Okay.
Don't remember the vehicle type, but the plate was from Maryland. So if you're driving through Maryland and you're listening to this show, I want you to look out for this license plate. So Nygel, I want you to figure out what this license plate says.
Oh, I like these. Okay.
It's like this. It's a C, then it's a U, then it's a blank space, and then there's a C, then there's an H, then there's an I, then there's an E.
Coochie.
He has a license plate that says Coochie.
Yeah, it's like you know, like all skeet. Like whoever approved that didn't know what Coochie was.
He got away with murder. He is driving around Maryland with Coochie on his license plate. And of course, when they were telling me, I was like, I don't know. What? Oh, and then they said, say it. And I was like, Coochie. My man got Coochie on a Nissan Altima. And it's just dry, and it was a white dude.
I mean, that's like I think it was the Altima I saw going to Baltimore that said thought, like it was like Thoughtmobile, Thought Wagon or something. With like pink
decals on the
yeah, like on the windows and shit. And I was like, yeah. Where are you? What? I'm like, okay.
I mean, Pussy Wagon was taken, so he had to.
I guess so.
Thoughtmobile.
Thoughtmobile. Yeah, no, that's funny. Coochie. I thought it was gonna be like a
issued him
somewhere, but nah.
Coochie. I was trying to say Coochie. My dumb ass did not get it right away, but yeah, Coochie. Coochie's riding around Maryland, and it's a white dude driving.
Oh yeah, no, he knows what's up.
Yeah,
actually, he probably doesn't. He probably is. It probably is like his name is
his
like
family's
Clarence
like
Underwood,
names.
And his wife's name is Shane Hay, because it's an international bitch. You know what I'm saying, and that's what it is.
It's not what we thought it was, and that's how he got it through.
Mm-hmm. Or you had to write an essay of like why he chose to do that.
They don't make you do shit like that, do they?
I don't know. I just throwing out stuff. I doubt it. I've never got a personalized plate. If I did, I probably wouldn't even want it, because I hate when people are like, I seen you driving down the road, and I'm like, no, you didn't. I let somebody borrow my car.
Wasn't me, somebody else.
That's always my first response. And it's like, but I saw you buying the. No, you didn't.
Wasn't me.
And why are you paying attention to the driver? You should have been driving. You bad hazard.
Don't text and drive. You all got it. You won't cause an accident.
Report you to the DMV.
Speaking of cars, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just want to follow up with 142 when we talked about the Kia Boyz. And
I'm glad you brought that up. I actually had that on there too. So yeah, let's do it.
When we thought that it took a whole lot to steal a Kia or a Hyundai, nah, Sway. All you gotta do is take off that cover and you stick in the USB like you're sticking it into the drive of your computer and turn the nozzle. You are starting the damn car with a USB.
Remember, I said something like that though. I was like, yeah, I bet you has something to do with like a phone charger that's gonna initialize like the power cycle or something. I just didn't know it meant like legit the steering wheel has a USB in it.
It has a USB port in it,
and you just shove it in there and you turn it.
It's just like, yo, that's lazy. That is lazy manufacturing. It was just
like very lazy.
Just put a USB 3.0 port in there. That'll do it.
But the thing that got me is that I didn't know that the Kia Boyz was a challenge on TikTok or social media, and people were purposely stealing vehicles just to test this theory out. And then apparently it hit North Texas, where Arlington police just was like, well, maybe you should just park in the quote from the head of police in Arlington. Park in well-lit areas. Maybe put a different car behind this one if you're worried about it. And it might be an older model that might be easier to steal. You can also purchase an alarm system or look at a GPS tracker. Those are both affordable options. I'm sorry, that's your solution to Bama stealing my car?
I mean, it sounds like it's the only option because the alternative is everybody's got a USB charger. Like it's literally just rip it off, put it in the USB charger, turn it. Might not work the first time.
Most people probably even have a USB in the car. So you're not even going far. You're like, oh, thanks for giving me my tools.
You know what the police should have said? Get a club. Get a club. They're not gonna get the club off. Get a club. If you have a Kia or a Hyundai, get a club. That's the only thing that's gonna protect you. Because the Kia Boyz can legit use their Samsung Galaxy charger to steal your car.
You know why? Because it's probably those kids that made it, right? They're like, yeah, we don't believe in keys, so I don't even know what those are. I know what a USB charger is.
Niggas ain't latchkey kids no more. They're latch USB kids. Like it is just mind-boggling to me that you can just unplug the joint from your laptop and plug it into the car and turn.
Yeah. And literally no security prompt, no nothing. Like I know I recently got a new truck. And with the key, I need to get it programmed. And I tried to like program myself based off of YouTube videos. And it was like security. Nah, bruh. And I was like, dang, okay, well, I guess I'm going to get it programmed. But like this joint, no key required, no fob, just you got a USB? Cool.
Just,
you know what'd be even funnier?
That is crazy.
Is if the USB goes in whatever which way you put it in, right? Like, you don't have to flip
I don't think they had to turn it around. I think he just stuck it in and was like, we good.
There's no like, boop, oh, whoops, boop, whoops.
Nope, we good.
Boop, whoops. No, it's just any way you put it in, it fucking works. That's crazy. That's still ridiculous. All right, well, I'm glad we got that out of the way. So article reads, how to work from home when your internet goes out.
You don't.
So that's what I said. I was like, well, I'm curious. What options do they have out there? Maybe it's something that, Elon Musk is creating where it's like a free low orbit hi-fi network or something.
Okay.
Article, first sentence, like, oh, all of us have been stranded on the, like with our internet going out. How do we continue to work? Tether your phone. Whoop, back out. Nah, fuck, dislike. Who is this? Who wrote this?
I have used my hotspot when the internet has gone out before.
I mean,
in this location, it works. Sometimes I work from another location that will never work because I get no reception at all. Here it's fine, but other places it may not be. But I've got, up to like 5 gigs and I'm not like streaming movies or anything like that. So it should be fine for 20, 30 minutes if need be.
Yeah, see, like my power be out. I was actually worried that I was going to go out tonight, to be honest. Then we wouldn't be here with y'all right now.
I'll just be doing the show by myself.
Yeah,
saying things and answering things by myself.
Yeah, with none of the stuff I wrote down.
So I am going to rate this one a, I guess, gentle judgment because it's one of those things where, yeah, you can do it, but should you?
No.
Like there should be certain liberties provided from having a work from home experience. Meaning if the internet goes out and you aren't like doing, life support or some shit like that, then you just send an email from your phone. My internet went out. I'll let you know when it comes back. Team.
And take a nap. No, you don't do that. But you know what I thought was funny?
No, you scroll through TikTok.
So I know we covered this before, but it's like a, I think they're called like mouse clickers or something. It's like a USB attach.
Yeah.
So this young lady on my Facebook feed posted it and was like, "What y'all know about this?" And I was like, "Oh, you dumb!" Like, I mean,
you just told your boss. You just told your boss.
I mean, and then like people were like, "What's that?" And it's like, "Oh, you ain't know." And somebody was like, "Delete this!" Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, take this shit off your page. And it's like, yo, like, you don't think they're hip? Like, come on, like, don't be telling secrets. Like, if you're gonna do some stuff like that, do it, but don't be telling the world.
There's no reason to show anybody what you got going on. Show someone in real life. Don't even send a picture. Someone's over, like, check this out. Explain.
Yeah.
And they don't work in the same industry at the same place or whatever you do. They just like, wow, that is something else.
But it was
but why?
Like, girl, I got it on Amazon for like $10.
And she probably put down the schedule on what she's using. I use it at this time because Young and the Restless is on. And I won't make sure I don't miss what's happening with Blair or whoever the fuck's on there.
The funniest thing though, and you're right, was that one girl was like, yeah, they're not supposed to clock me when I'm taking a poop. And I was like, bitch, you like all the stuff you talk about. That's the thing you leave with. Was like, yeah, I should be able to poop on a dime. And I was like, okay, I need to get out of here.
It's people like that are going to cause a new career field to be explored by corporations where they actually have someone proctor you while you're working. They're physically watching you work. You got to cut your camera on. It's on at all times, and someone is watching you. And you're supposed to be in work statuses and doing work affairs. If not, you're going to get a demerit or some shit like that.
You know,
like, it's just, no, don't do that, people. Just.
I will say, I've been definitely more scared now to use.
Oh yeah, there's a reason.
Stuff, right? Like, I'm like, nah, where's my iPad? Like, I'm separate. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I'm like, yo, like after I saw that, it just kind of made me think, like, wait, if they're really like looking at your inactivity, then they're looking at other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So they're just looking for a reason. It's like, well, yeah, you work 8 hours a day, but you've been on Netflix for 6.
Listen, I will assure you that there are pieces of software on our work devices that are monitoring and measuring exactly what is running. Now, I don't know how often they're being looked at or if they're being looked at unless prompted, but there absolutely is software on the work devices that is monitoring what's being looked at or what's being done.
Oh, yeah.
So it's best to have another device to do other things that you might want to do.
No, as you should. I mean, because honestly, like, even if you just sit there and, you know, you just wait for, you know, being reactive, it's better than having, you know, big busty bitches. That's how you really get flagged real fast.
Oh man, you go to a website like that, it should be a blocker that shows up and like just covering the screen, and then it says we are reporting this to HR.
Be ungovernable.
Pack up your shit from home. Pack it up. Just bring us our shit. That just a big ass cover on the screen that should just show up. You
know, I will say though, you know, a lot of people make these crazy demands now. Like, why shouldn't I be entertained? If I was in the office, I'd see some delectable ass. I should be able to see some delectable ass at home. No?
Okay.
That's a stretch?
I mean,
delectable might be too far.
it is a fact that oftentimes in the office there is delectable ass. But I don't know if that was that provided by the company
in a way
or the employee?
Both? How lax your sexual harassment policy? I don't Stall number 2 was mine. Okay.
Okay.
Don't be the black light in that. Stall number 2, 5th floor. Okay, because it's gonna light up like a Christmas tree. That's gross. All right. Okay. Throw this out at you. Domino's Pizza.
Okay.
All around the world, internationally known on the microphone.
Word.
Decided to pop up a location in Italy. And they're now removing their Domino's from Italy.
That didn't go well.
I feel like that's like the equivalent to like Wingstop being like, yeah, we're gonna sell jerk chicken in Jamaica. And in Jamaica it'd be like, nah, man. Nairi, go. Don't know what I just said. Nobody for anybody. But I'm just saying, like, why? Like, all the places to try to pop that joint, you think Olive Garden out there in Italy? I don't think so. They might be. Really? I doubt it.
Nah.
Or if it is, it's a different Olive Garden that we got. I tell you that.
Domino's showing up in Italy is like gang warfare, right? Like some old established gangs that have been around for hundreds of years. It's just they've always had this block, and these new upstarts decide they want to show up and cause a disruption.
Yeah,
but their product ain't worth shit.
Not Domino's.
No, it's not worth. I saw a clip on the gram of a woman vacationing in Italy. I don't know what country city, town, state, whatever. But she was along the shoreline because she was at a beach. there was a guy with a cart. And you know how we got the dirty dogs in the cart, sitting in the water and the buns in the steamer and the top. This motherfucker had pizzas in a steamer, just like in a cart. And she wanted a pizza. He just pulled the motherfucker out, put it in some paper, and handed it to her. Like,
that's awesome.
Half folded. It was round, but it was half folded and giving it to her. And I was just like, that is like when street food is pizza.
Yeah.
You can't just throw some commercialized shit out there. Like people in Italy, like this real hip hop. Like we can't do this Justin Bieber, BTS bullshit. No. Like this is the heart. You know what I'm saying? This is the heart. Pop. Yeah, like this in pop. From Degeneration X.
No, like K-pop, but in pop, but like Negro pop.
Got it. Like you can't do that. No. They walking up on them like, y'all using fucking dry basil? Like, what the fuck is this? Like, they just knocking shit over in the stores. Like, the people probably revolted. Something serious.
Is this Italian blend?
What do you mean by Italian? Like,
what, just racist.
Yeah, like what do you mean by Italian? Like, I don't understand. We're in Italy. Everything's Italian.
Our marinara sauce comes out of a jar. Oh.
You just see somebody just squeezing tomatoes to threaten them and shit like that.
I'm telling you right now. Like, and it's like the audacity, right? Like, I mean, I could see maybe like franchises like McDonald's, right? Because you're not really going there for like a quality anything. It's cost, right? So like Domino's is be trying to come out like, oh yeah, we're that shit. Like, no, you're not. Like, Bama's still only fuck with you because you got like $5 pizzas that taste like CC's or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's bare minimum. Even like, I mean, like nowadays they'd be wanting too much. It'd be like $20 for a pizza. Like that shit don't make no sense.
Like I know. There are some Americanized things about like, our restaurants, our chains. And I'm almost positive, and I've never been to Italy, but I'm almost positive they don't have garlic knots on the menu.
No.
I just feel like that's something we started.
Yeah. I mean, it's bread with butter and garlic on it. Like
that which is just bread to them. That's all their bread.
I hear like they have bread that's like, all of it's like fresh made every day. Like you think Domino's got anything fresh made every day? Only thing fresh is probably the soda because you got to mix it.
It's been sealed.
You got to mix it. That's about it. The only thing fresh might be like Papa John's peppers because those are kind of organic, right? Like, but they probably ain't fresh either.
That's the most. Domino's going to Italy is the most gentrifying thing I've heard in years.
But I mean, like, who proposed that? Like, hey, there's a storefront in Italy. We should open up shop. Damn it, Johnson. Great idea.
Brilliant idea.
Why not take our pizza to the home of pizza? Because remember, doesn't Domino's sell like pasta too?
Yeah, they've got some pasta. Yep. And brownies. Yeah, they've got.
Yo, can you imagine an Italian having like a sandwich, pasta, and pizza from Domino's and just earling in the front or something? Like,
or his family will fucking disown him for doing it. What the fuck are you doing? We raised you better than that. This is a traditional household.
Mama, I came home with Domino's pizza.
Listen, he came home with Domino's pizza wearing a Super Mario t-shirt or some shit. Like just
double down on the
just
like,
all wrong.
Just didn't give a shit. Kicked in the door. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Like the American. All right,
it's a me, Mario.
Exactly. That's terrible, Domino's.
Terrible. Well, let's just jump around because I actually don't really have an order. I didn't organize it. Headline reads: Financial psychologist says, beware of money advice on social media. Duh, right?
Yeah. This is when I was like, all right, yeah, that's reasonable.
But they actually interviewed somebody to give their like, again, we talk about these journalists who apparently get paid and go to school for silly shit. I just know I wouldn't want to go to a 4-year institution to learn how to write a story about not taking financial advice from an 18-year-old or not saying that young people can't have advice, but like an 18-year-old who does Vines or TikToks or.
Yeah, you were showing your age with that Vine there.
Yeah, that was instinctively that was the first thing I could think of.
I would counter that and say that there are some spaces where financial information is good and prevalent via social media. I mean, it depends on your source. Like anything you get off the internet can be good or bad. It just depends on where you're getting it from and how much validity you put into what they're saying. So, like you said, an 18-year-old knowing what the fuck he's talking about is generally not the exception or the rule. That's an outlier. Like if you can get someone with non-lived experiences giving you great advice, that's just like this motherfucker's a unicorn in real life. However, it's a lot of scammers and hustlers that'll tell you to do shit that is completely like illegal and or immoral. Notice there's a lot of people who took PPP loans who will eventually go to jail because Biden extended that the investigation from 2 years to 10. They are investigating every fucking loan that happened and where that money went. But besides the point, like, I mean, it's obvious that you can't dip into a well, but so much and expect like fantastic results every time. What did the person they interviewed, what did they have to say?
Oh, pretty much like, don't do it. And kind of like the same lines. I guess it was like more along what my thought process was like, you know, like a young lady telling me like, yeah, I make $10,000 a month on OnlyFans. Well, that's not advice that I can take because nobody wants to see this dump truck of a man dunking down the web.
I'm pretty sure somebody does, but it's not $10,000 worth, unfortunately.
Yeah, I maybe get one subscriber, and then I disappear all of a sudden, and you wouldn't. I'd be like, what was that movie with
Gone Girl? You be Gone Boy?
Oh, no. Maybe. No, I was thinking about when the lady like put the log between his legs and broke his legs and shit.
It was a Stephen King film.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was. But anyway, but yeah, that's pretty much what it was. It was like, just be wary because people could be shiesty, which then leads me to the next one, right? Soccer, because it's international, so they called it football. Football fans reveal how they are scammed by clever fraudsters. Don't buy tickets on social media. Now, I like how these two kind of align because essentially there was this young lady who was interviewed and she said, I really wanted to buy this game for like Liverpool. That's the only soccer team I know. I really wanted to get this ticket. I reached out to this guy who was selling tickets and I asked him for to send me a picture of the ticket. Wouldn't do it. When I asked him what the seats were, couldn't provide me the information. So I bought the tickets anyway. Didn't get the tickets.
So I gave him the money, figuring that he would then provide me what I needed. He just needed a little coaxing.
Then she paid him on PayPal as a friend and not as for goods. So PayPal was like, well, what you want us to do? And so eventually she, I guess, kept fighting for it and eventually got her money back. But then she's like, yeah, you shouldn't trust people on social media. I was like, yo, you saw the flags. You just ignored them. Like I feel like some people just bring their own drama to their own lives, right? Like, hey, I'm gonna sell you this house. Well, where is it? Don't worry about it. I'm sorry. Can I see it? Nah. Okay, well, here's the money. Like, I don't know. Like, this seems like gotcha.
I mean, suckers born every day. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any aspect of life where you can trust all things at all times. Any aspect.
Nah, I'm sure it goes with money.
It doesn't even have to come to money. Come to your parents. You can't trust them motherfuckers all the time because they people. And there's been times your parents have lied to you about shit.
You wouldn't like this. This is spicy.
Something simple like that. You would love it. They know you would love it.
Yep.
Which is why they said that. Like, it's just the writers, I'm judging them accordingly, so they will get a gentle judgment because the church is trying to make a check. But anybody who's been swindled or scammed over the internet in this day and age who is under 60, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Have a conversation with someone in real life about, hey, does this seem okay? Does this seem legit? Like, I really want to buy these tickets to the match, but they won't give me any details. But the tickets are only $45 or whatever. Like, say something to someone in real life and see if it makes sense. Like, nobody should be getting catfished anymore. We've got cameras everywhere. No one should be getting scammed out of their money on the internet. Like, you're not going to make $5,000 real easy. They're going to dump a fake check into your account and tell you to give them the overhead so that they can get paid for it. And you'll be stuck with what's left. Oh, and $5,000 to your bank. Like, nobody should be getting caught up on any of this shit anymore. Like, there's no easy schemes or ways to get from point A to point B. It involves something. And if you speak to someone about that something, it'll then make sense before you just jump off the ledge and just do something ridiculous, like give a guy money for football tickets that you have never seen and you don't know where the match is being played.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because my aunt almost got once. This guy was like, hey, let me buy your property. I don't have the money right now, but go ahead and sign it over to me, and I'll pay you later. So she goes to my mom, because my mom's in real estate, and was like, should I do it? And my mom was like, bitch. What'd you just say? Well, he said he's going to give it to me later, or he'll pay me in installments or something.
How do you know this?
No, don't do that.
How do you know this?
Don't do that. I was like, this man's about to have a house built on that property or tear down your shit in like a month.
No, he's going to refinance it, but the finance is going to be under her name. He's just going to get the check.
Yep.
That's what's going to happen. She's going to have a double mortgage on her ass.
Yep. And then I have a neighbor that apparently she's been like in a lawsuit for like 10 years where it was like, yes, the bank says we got a $90,000 loan from them, but we didn't. And I'm like, somebody got you. Like, I don't know who it was or why your information out there, but that's tough.
I mean, you just can't believe what you. That's like one of the. Don't talk to strangers. Like, where's that at? Like, don't talk to strangers. Like, this shit don't. I had someone send me a message on Instagram last week. I think he sent it to my art page. It's a guy. He's local, and he's like a videographer. Takes pictures. I don't know. He had less followers than me and whatever. But he just sent the message. I don't follow the guy or anything. He just sent the message, and the message read, "Let me put $500 in your Cash App account real quick. What's your Cash App?" I didn't even dignify that with a response. I just swipe right, unread, go back to the next page, or the previous page, and delete. Because it's just like, this ain't real. This ain't how life works. Nobody wants to do this. They want to take something. They want to take something from you. If there is no actual exchange, like I have a good or service and you feel like that good or service is worth money, they're not going to do that. Just give you money for nothing. Like, that shit is stupid to believe. And I'm a damn near 42-year-old man. There's no way I'm going to look at that like that's an opportunity. No, that's a fucking opportunity. It's not an opportunity. We can't be living like this. Don't listen to financial advice on the internet. That's cool. Go where you feel comfortable. That's better.
Do your research, but know your means too. Some people be saying, "Oh, it's easy, just do this," and it's like, it's not that easy.
The easy is always like the scam. Like, realistically, if someone's giving financial advice and they're not talking about their losses, back away from them. I don't care if they're in person. I don't care if they're over the internet. I don't care if it's a fucking conference call. If they're not speaking to you about how much they've lost trying to have financial opportunities, don't fuck with them. Because all they're doing is scheming and scamming your ass.
Yep,
buy into my program, buy into my scheme, buy into what I have to say.
I never even got those like books where it's like, read this book and it'll improve your life. And I'm like, will it? Like, I mean, it might give you that moment of like, hell yeah, I could do anything.
Nigga,
but watching, like in a month, you're going to be right back to where you was at.
Nigga, watching D2, the Mighty Ducks will make you feel like you can do anything.
Yeah.
Nigga, we should start an ice skating team.
Yeah.
I mean, that's uplifting. That'll make you feel like you can do anything.
The street kid went to the Olympics.
Exactly. Motherfucking Kenan Thompson was the goalie in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Fuck out it. Like,
out of shape Bama's being amazing. Okay. I remember seeing that when I was like, yo, all these guys, Goldberg and Keenan, I was like, yo, these guys ain't in shape. I can Olympian.
I can do it too.
Yeah.
I can do it too. But like, the point is, like, they failed somewhere along the lines, but then you felt better afterwards. And it was just like, that was a part of the realization of it, is because like, it's not always triumph. Sometimes it's failure, which is real life. So if someone is offering you a chance or an opportunity, if they're not talking about the L's they took, don't talk to them. It's over. Just end the conversation respectfully, go on about your business and look for something else. If you really want an opportunity to make some money or get ahead somewhere, like, people are foolish. No need to be foolish. Just blatantly and disrespectfully foolish.
But I mean, there are people out there who blatantly fall for it, though, like a Nigerian prince coming out of nowhere.
There are no more princes in Nigeria. I'm certain of it. They are all
I'll
out.
tell you,
all
when I
out
first heard that joint, I was like, but why would he do that? like, I remember like when I first heard about it, I was like, but why is he just giving away money like that? I was like, he wants your account information. I was like, that seems dumb. Like,
he needs you to give him 30,000 so you can get 300,000 because he needs the money to get into it. That's how that's supposed to work. And you believe that. Really?
Not cuz.
No,
not cuz.
No, that
but
there's no good service.
There's no good service for a scheme like that, though. And it was like, all right, well, I know where you are.
They wouldn't have fallen for it if they'd have had a conversation with somebody first. And then they become shamed and embarrassed, and they internalize it even more and dig themselves further into things, thinking that they can either outsmart it or it's going to turn out for the best because like hope is prevailing or some foolish shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, yo, stop. No. We all don't get happily ever afters.
Yeah. But
especially falling for Nigerian princes in 2022.
Still makes no sense. Brace yourself. I'm glad you're sitting down. So I read this article about this is the article title, and I'll explain afterwards. So you accidentally fell in love with your dad catfishing you online.
That's a movie, right?
It is a movie with Patton Oswalt, actually.
Yeah.
And it's based on a true
It's a true story? Yes. Oh, shit.
The lead actor was inspired based off of life events where his father and him became estranged. And the dad figured the only way I can get in contact with him is the catfishing. Talk to him as a young lady and get to know him and talk to him as a person. And then they asked him, so how do you feel? He was like, yeah, we talked about it because my dad brought it up the other day. So I was like, wait, y'all still talking? I'm sorry. Like, we was estranged. You did all that. Like, I guess that's love, maybe weird. But bruh. And he's like, yeah, I kind of forgot all about that. I was like, no, that's trauma. That's what that shit has been blocked. Like, you are psychologically damaged. Okay. He's talking about like, yeah, my dad had to bring it up. And we laughed about it. I was like, nah. He's like, yeah, I forgot about it. No, you didn't. You didn't forget about it. That shit is ingrained with you. You can't even go online dating no more after that. Shit fuck you up. But yeah, it's based on his real event. The director or the writer is the actual guy who experienced that thing.
I feel like dad wears mom's underwear from time to time. And I also believe the son is having, like you said, it's trauma. He's tucked it away. But I feel like he's probably having like closeted issues that he doesn't have to share with us. But there is absolutely something there at this point. What the issue is stemming around trust. Like you can't reconcile. I don't know how far it went or how far it goes, but I don't know how you reconcile a relationship with someone when they've catfished you. Like I remember back in my early internet days of Black Planet and every young lady being called thick something, thick ebony dime or whatever. And I'm chatting with thick ebony dime and she's not who she said she was. And we've been chatting for 3-4 months or whatever. Like there's no fixing that. It's just like dispose of. But now I have to look at the person who said they were thick ebony dime, or in fact they were Cat Daddy Flatjacks or whatever the fuck name he actually was. And I have to love them and appreciate them as my parent. Like, I don't know if I can do that shit. That is the foulest of the foul. I had an ex-girlfriend who set up a woman to chat with me and try to flirt with me. And it never went anywhere. It was just like, because this was back in like, I don't know, 99, 2000, and pictures weren't prevalent. So I wasn't trying to like jump at anything. It just seemed like, all right, there's another person to talk to. We sent some emails, Yahoo chat rooms or whatever, nothing big. My ex-girlfriend then ended up cheating on me with this young lady and her boyfriend, and then told me about it later. And I was just like, what? Like later, like years later, we had broken up and gone on with our lives. And she was like, you remember such and such, such and such? And I was like, yeah, I do. And then she told me the truth. This is also the same ex-girlfriend that I believe disposed of family members before, but that's an off mic conversation. She was something special. That's all. That's
it sounds like
the moral of the story. She was phenomenal, despicable human being. She was a phenomenal, despicable human being. She was good at being despicable.
Okay.
Very good at it.
Keeps it spicy.
Yeah, very spicy. So yeah, I don't know. How am I supposed to normalize like my dad running game on me? Like,
that's how I think. Because I mean, I feel like eventually the conversation went like sexual, or even like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, because you gotta chat, right? And then it's like, and I think the dad, like I think in the movie they have it set up. I don't know how factual this was, where I guess the dad was dating someone, so he was correlating the conversation between his son and like the young lady he was dating, and like just whatever she would respond with, he would send to the son. So it wasn't like, hey, I really like your hair today. Thanks, bro. Like it was like, it was the female response to the son. And that just even makes it worse because you're digging for information now.
Like
for a vulnerable side of it.
You're manipulating the situation. Like you aren't genuine. The only space that the dad was like his genuine curiosity was in was when he was pretending to be an attractive young lady to talk to his son.
Yeah.
He was using the woman for like reconnaissance. Is that how you say it?
Reconnaissance, yeah.
I don't know, the G.I. Joe word, recon. Just to get information on how to be more like a lady so that I can deliver that to my son and figure out how to be more involved and connected to him.
Yeah.
Like that shit is not okay. Like
it's not.
What?
And then the fact that I guess they did reconcile after the fact, like I wouldn't be. I mean, like that would even put a bigger wedge for me. I'd be like, bruh, like what? Like
what caused their relationship to be a strain? Was it just the kid not talking?
I guess we gotta watch the movie.
No, fuck that movie. I'm not watching that shit.
Well, I wouldn't watch it either.
It's just one of those.
I watched Sharknado 1 through 6.
Like that shit. I feel like he's a bad parent. Period.
Oh, he definitely is.
He had to be a horrible parent. And how do you, if he could have the conversation via chat or text as a woman, did he try as just the dad first? Like, hey, son.
He probably like probably tried but didn't try. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, probably tried to give him a call. He didn't answer. And he's like, guess I'll be a woman and try to seduce him. I don't know. Like, what the fuck?
Like he's probably sitting around putting on lip gloss and typing shit. Like, I feel like in his mind,
you gotta get in the mindset. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like in his mind, he had to become this fictional woman because he couldn't be his authentic self. If he could break through to his son, and his son's probably, horny and shit because I'm guessing it was college. But like, if he could break through to his son as a woman but couldn't do it as himself, he was absolutely wearing mom's panties.
But also too, like, yeah, I guess this is a different story than most. But I also wouldn't want to make a movie out of it. Personally.
Is it major studio release or is it like
probably
Netflix
not.
or
I mean, it's
Amazon?
probably,
this feels like an Amazon.
This feels like a Hulu.
Like it could be a Hulu movie. Yeah, this could be Hulu.
This feels like cable. Like, I don't know. Like, like on smart TVs, how they have like free TV,
Roku channel or something.
Yeah, like it feels
Roku channel.
It feels very Roku. Like, I don't see this being like in the summer when you're alone. Cat daddy's here. Like, I don't know. Like, I just don't. Anyway,
I have 2 children, males, and it's hard to talk to my oldest It absolutely is. He's just anti everything, does weird shit. Like, case in point, woke up today, did what I shouldn't do, but I woke up today, picked up my phone, looked at Instagram. First post is his post. My son does not post to Instagram, but he does have a page. I guess he communicates with his friends over it, like most people do, whatever. Very first post. It's a picture of, you can see the trunk of a car in the interstate, in an interstate sign. And it's the car on the side of the road. He posted this at like 3:00 in the morning last night. Picture he took. So I wake up and I see it and I'm confused, like, wait, what? Why? Who? Long story long. Their mom's car broke down like a month ago. Not, they didn't break down, had a flat. And about a month ago. And I went to go pick them up from being on the side of the road. And while they were waiting, he took that picture and just decided to share it last night. His mom said, yes, his mom said she got a text from a family friend, like, is everything okay? Because I see, are you guys broken down on the side of the road? And she said she looked at her app to see where the kids were. And they, you know, at my house or whatever. And she just was like, whatever, I'll think about it later. And then she woke up later and she saw the picture, like, what the fuck? Like, it's just,
that is random as
what,
all hell.
Just, what the hell? Like, it's just, I don't even know why I brought it up, but just to say, like, sometimes it's difficult to understand, like, the mind of your kid. I asked him about it, like, why'd you post that? And he was like, I don't know. I just,
you know, that reminds me of, you know, I was like, don't let anyone know your next move.
There you
go.
There
He's posting shit where it's like, you know, let's say if he broke his leg, right? He'd wait 2 years and then post it and then be like, you all right? Yeah,
that's what he got. That's what he kept getting. Are you okay? Baby. Everything okay? What's going on? Like, it's just all that shit. I'm just like, nigga.
Not in the moment. I'm gonna save this for later. He's the type of guy who has like pictures of flat tires. So whenever he does get a job, he can be like, I can't make it to work.
He gonna use that picture from years ago to show his boss today.
Like, the sky's blue. The sky's now red. I'm
absolutely snowing. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. Like, so it's very hard to get through sometimes, but I still try. I don't need to be anybody else. I'm still myself.
So you're not gonna be Thickums?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Definitely not gonna be some little light-skinned girl with a baby hair gel down and it's trying to get to know him better.
Jay the Stallion. I just, you know, most of like the thick girls always compare themselves like horses.
Horses?
Like stallion, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I said Jay the Stallion. Stallion.
Jay the Stallion. That would be me.
That's crazy. I guess you know what? I'm gonna go with this one. Actually, let's do some aggressiveness. Cops. We haven't talked about them. Fuck them people, right?
Sure, fuck them.
2 stories. There's a woman. She went to the Republican convention. She's driving. Cop pulls her over, and she pulls out a white privilege card that says, "White privilege card trumps everything."
And she handed that to the police.
They both laughed, took a selfie, and she drove off. He then got 11-day administrative leave because that's against policy. He should have gave her a ticket.
Well, I will say shoot bail for the picture being posted and shared because that's why we know the story. Yeah. But ain't shit to the cop for being a cop.
What about the lady who had the card ready and willing?
I mean, she got away with what she needed to get away with. I can't be mad at her for that. Like, it's just like, I don't want to give her bail because, like, I don't want it to be perceived that I'm on her side because she's displaying a white privilege card. However, I do believe in using what you got to get what you want. So I'm just going to ignore that happened.
Okay. Well, let me double down then. So, cop suspended for a week after saying the N-word twice in a month. She was talking to a telemarketer, called him a sand nigga. And that was the second time the department faced. She did it twice. Both times talking to telemarketers. And it was funny because the way they read it is like, she seems okay with answering the phone when telemarketers call. Like, it was very like judgmental where it's like, stop picking up the phone. I mean, I guess because you seem to have a problem, right? And she's like cursing him out. She's like talking about all this stuff she got going on. mental health, the pandemic. So I get to call people the N-word, right? So they gave her a week off. You need to chill out. Week off, get your mind right. But however, Valentino, another police officer, sounds maybe of Hispanic descent, maybe, or Italian.
Or Italian, yeah.
Maybe. While they were driving, said the N-word while driving in traffic. Is on leave until further notice.
Same department?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And that incident happened before the sand nigga jump.
So I was gonna say to the lady sand nigga, at least I know where I stand with her. So if she's a racist, I'm aware because she let me know. Yeah. Blatantly, like she let me know. So I don't have a problem with awareness. And I honestly don't have a problem with, I do have a problem with blatant racism. I appreciate blatant racism more than I do hidden racism.
Same.
Call me nigger all you want. Call me colored. And then I'm angered because it's like, oh, you wanted me to accept the fact that you're racist because you gave it a nicer word. I'm not colored. We're not going to do this.
Yeah.
But knowing that this department had two officers treated differently for essentially the same offenses, ain't shit. Ain't shit twice because it's the police and their handling of things. But also, what? Like, who's going to correct this? Either Valentino comes back to work, or sand nigger lady just gets the same suspension.
Yeah, because she's suspended until further notice.
Yeah, I need further notice suspension.
Like, yeah, we'll see you next week.
Gave her a high five on the way out.
Yeah.
Gave her some fucking air fryer recipes and like, try these while you're home. Had a good time with them. Like, I need it to be equal. I need that. I need sand nigger lady to get an indefinite suspension.
This guy reminds me, I used to watch How to Catch a Predator, right? I always just thought it was hilarious how these people got caught, right? Mm-hmm. It was always so stupid. Like, there was this one guy who literally was like, yeah, I saw the police outside. I didn't know what was going on. So I made I circled back around and here I am. Like, and it's like, bruh, like, what are you doing? But then it'd be like, you'll see at the afterward, they tell you like the sentencing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, John James Jingleheimer Smith, white guy, third time offense, 6 months. I think I only saw one black guy. I think it was like one black person like ever on the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
That I watched anyway. Not saying there wasn't more. First offense, 10 years. And I was just like, yeah, damn. Like, I think you got this dude, third time offender. He out in 6 months. This dude, this is his first time. Like, it was like 10 years. Like, I remember I was like, shit. Like, I remember just being like, yo, that was, I mean, I'm not condoning. I think it's disgusting. But like, come on, man. That should be, yeah, I'm like, yo, that's not even in the same spectrum, yo. You got main man who's done it 3 times. That means 3 times he's gotten hemmed up. Well, Chris Hansen was like, well, so what brings you here today, John? What brings you back?
Peter, it's you again?
Merry Christmas.
Just like, we don't need to talk about something. Peter knows what he did.
You know what's up. What's up, Chris? Long time no see. I'm sorry. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but no. 6 months. And then the other dude hemmed up 10 years. It was like 8 or 10. It was high as hell. And I was just like, that ain't fair. That ain't fair. Give them the same. Give them both 10 years. But don't do that.
This is what I want in this instance with these officers. I want them to stand in front of a jury of Black police officers, Black clergy, little Black kids, and like a Black nurse who's been a nurse for like 35, 40 years. And then explain to each and every one of them their basis for using the N-word, and then have it live streamed over Twitch or something like that to raise money for the United Negro College Fund.
There you go.
Like I want this to become an event, like apologizing for using the N-word. Like I want that to be a YouTube channel where money is raised for nigga scholarship funds or some shit like that. Or to give niggas job training or some shit. Like you know, the donation, like the offending officers or whatever, they're not necessarily paying out of pocket. But I feel like we can build from this and use this as a cover to get niggas ahead in life.
Yeah.
Because like the suspensions and shit ain't worth it. Like it's just, even if they're terminated, they're just gonna be a cop somewhere else. So I want apology fundraisers. And then to make the pool even bigger, I want some sort of not controversy, but like I want it to be able so that white people can lean in to donate for what they believe are white funds and options, like fucking, I don't know, leukemia. No, that shit going back to niggas. We doing sickle cell funds instead. Like I want every single dime coming in to help niggas do better. That's what I want out of this. We should make this happen.
Yeah.
A nigga apology tour.
Like a lawyers and shit, education and lawyers. Like I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, just the nigga apology tour. Like I want this live stream generating funds for niggas everywhere because shit ain't gonna change. Like so, what we need to change is our expectation as to what comes from this. Like let's build up niggas so we're in position to not hire these motherfuckers to do what the fuck they've always been done.
It's so crazy. I actually didn't. I mean, I've seen a lot of posts, but I didn't actually know like it only is like 6 months pretty much for someone to become a cop. And I was like, that's crazy. Because you got people who go to law school for like 4, 5, 6 years to learn the law. And you got somebody who spends a year at most.
This nigga could have worked at GameStop.
And it then passed the physical, took a couple tests, and then within 6 months become a cop.
Nigga could have been in the costume at Chuck E. Cheese just 7 months before.
Yeah.
Now he's protecting and serving on the streets with a weapon.
Imagine March, your birthday, you celebrate Chuck E. Cheese. You just like the way the cheese tastes. It brings a nostalgia to you. And then by December, he got you on top of the hood. Talking about, I remember your ass. Like, I'm sorry, who are you? I was the rat. Oh, shit. It's on.
Fuck the police.
Yeah, real talk. But I guess on a nicer note,
okay,
a warmer, fuzzier note.
Got it.
Do you know that there are professional cuddlers out there?
Cuddlers, like people you can spoon with and shit?
Big spoon, big fork, little fork.
Is the training longer than it takes to be a police officer, or is it a
probably the same?
Short? Okay,
probably the same. But the article reads, man makes $95 an hour as a professional cuddler. There's a 2-hour minimum. There are 80 different positions.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The Kama Sutra of cuddling.
I can maybe see like big spoon, little spoon. I'm on your lap. You're on my lap. And I think that exhausts maybe holding hands. I don't know. I just feel like after a while, you just kind of run out of cuddle spots.
It just comes down to interlocking your legs. That's how the different positions.
Nudity is forbidden.
Sure.
They are called cuddlist.
Like cuddle list.
Mm-hmm. And there's a gentleman, James, who calls himself the ethical touch therapist. He's a creep.
I was just gonna say he's touching a little kid somewhere. He has to be. Like it's just
the fact that you got to add the ethical, like I mean, like I just call me cuddlist, or a professional cuddler. Like, but the fact that you were like, well, I like to call myself an ethical touch therapist. I'm sorry, what? Like the fact you gotta make it known, like non-racial police officer.
He's a racist.
Yeah, no, 100%. So I mean, the fact that you're like, I'm totally ethically touching people. No, you're not.
Unbiased bus driver.
Like, bro, you
Oh,
doing
this
the
nigga
most.
hate everybody, huh?
Yo,
Like to pay $95 an hour for a nigga to put his hard dick on you for maybe not the full 2 hours,
yep.
but at least the first 14 minutes of that first hour. It's just like, what are you missing in life besides colors? Like where is the lacking in your life that you would pay $95 to be held by a stranger? I'm sorry, $95 twice. So we're talking a little under $200 to be held by a stranger.
Yep. There's one with 190. And you probably give a tip. Not the peen.
No,
another tip.
He gave the tip. He absolutely gave the tip.
When you give a tip, I mean, if you average 10%.
Just imagine you getting ready for your cuddle session, and he's like, all right, wait a minute, 1 minute. And he got to go in his pants and move his junk so that it's tucked under his underwear. It's tucked under his underwear so it don't move.
This man got tidy whities, boxer briefs, a pair of basketball shorts, and pajamas.
I'm just gonna tuck mine in. Like, yo, what did you just sign up for? Why? Like, how do you advertise this? Is it on Yelp?
I don't know. No, it was apparently like under a subsidiary of like Bro app or something like where you can essentially like, you remember that Kevin Hart movie where like you essentially can like hire someone to be your like male friend?
Sure, yeah.
So I guess this is a subsidiary of that where they offer cuddles. And so I guess it's like an Uber, like I want cuddles between like 2 and 4 or like longer, because again, it's minimum 2 hours, right? So you can have somebody, you can pay $1,000 and have somebody spend the day with you just cuddling and shit.
I feel like this was on Craigslist back in the day.
It definitely was.
This was the shit that got people murdered.
Yeah, and that's why he's the ethical touch therapist, because you know he the killing got boring, and so he
wanted to challenge himself by I don't have to murder everybody, so I'm just gonna hold them instead.
Yeah,
but the murderous thoughts are still there. Like every so often, his fingers will clench in and he'll dig into the skin and then he'll release.
This is an ethical touch therapist. It doesn't say nothing about his cuddling, right? So maybe his cuddling's unethical. I mean, who knows?
He'd be grinding and shit. Just imagine that shit.
Just
imagine you sign up for this
Ricky
cuddling.
playing in the background.
Yeah, just
imagine on me.
You sign up for this ethical cuddling, and like you feel like he's winding up on your hips or some shit like that. Like what? What do you say? Hey, can you stop?
I didn't pay for that.
Like what? How do
3 stars? 3 stars.
How do you? And then you leave a review
in the house alone with this person grinding on you.
Listen. This is too much. This is not how life is supposed to work. They talk about don't trust financial advice on the internet. Don't trust fucking ethical cuddlers from the internet. Like, what are you doing?
We talked about this before where, I mean, I guess like, you know, renting out, like, remember, I think it was like, you could rent out your bathroom so people could use it as like a porta potty almost. And it's like, yo, I'm not having people in my house, man. Like you couldn't, like, even if it was like, let's say like a Holly Berry or a Vanessa Marcel, right? Like a bad jump, right? I'm not paying her to come over and cuddle because I'm afraid she's going to slit my throat when I'm too comfortable.
Listen, they be scamming and setting up niggas now for fucking plenty of fish.
For robbery? And all
yeah, like,
look, I'm telling you.
Like, we're going to meet here, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And then they call their real boyfriend and his homies through and they tie you up and pistol whip your ass and just take your shit.
Yep, or when you go to use the bathroom, just steal some. I mean, like, you don't know when shit's missing, so you go to use it, right? Then, you know, cuddling is intimate. Like, I'd rather hook up with somebody and not cuddle. You know what I'm saying? That's intimate. So then all of a sudden I'm falling in love. You know, I mean, like, that's complications. It's complications.
This is maddening. Like, this is where we are in the world, where you're paying $95 to hug someone, a stranger.
Yeah. Hug someone in your home.
Or their home. They might have like a cuddling, they probably got a bed that's shaped like a heart.
Can you imagine?
And a disco ball in the center or some shit like that. Like,
can you imagine you pull up to one of those U-Haul storage centers and there's a fucking bed in the middle and they're just like, yeah, go on in.
Come on in. And a red light. It's just like, what?
Yo,
wait.
I'm dead, y'all.
Wait.
I'm dead, y'all.
What is happening here?
And 2 weeks later, when you've gone missing, all of a sudden a random Instagram post of a U-Haul storage facility. Don't know what I'm doing, Doc. I'm dead, but
nah, you got to put that on live. You got to put your cuddling session. That has to be on live. It has to be That's the only way you're gonna feel safe is if you can stream your cuddling session live.
Nah, bro. I mean, there's 80 positions. There gotta be some weird shit in there.
Nigga, dick across the forehead is one of them, I'm sure. Like,
There's gotta be something crazy. I mean, 80. I can't fathom what 80 different. I want to research this, but I'm afraid what's gonna start showing up on my my jump.
your algorithm
80
is gonna be
different
crazy.
cuddling positions. Actually, see if I can find it.
Your algorithm
80
be crazy.
Different cuddling.
You're gonna start getting like BDSM shit. You're gonna start getting swinger clubs and just wow. You're gonna get ads for Asics, and Saucony and shit. But
I got them. So the spoon, which is the normal,
is it
the
really
half
80?
spoon?
Is it listing 80?
Hold on. Nah, it's just 9.
So what the fuck? This motherfucker made up.
I don't know.
71 different positions.
This is a health line. So they got the spoon, which is the conventional man behind female, and you could be man, women, but this is I'm just describing it as what I see. Then you have the half spoon where the gentleman lays on his back and the other person lays on your chest. Then you have the butt cheek to cheek. So you just kind of touch your butts together.
That's not cuddling. That's no.
Then you have the honeymoon hug where you guys are facing each other but hugging each other. So it's like crotch to crotch, and your legs are intertwined. Then you got the sweetheart cradle. Oh wait, I'm sorry. So the half spoon is where they're on your arm, not your chest, and then the honeymoon hug. Oh, I'm sorry. The sweetheart candles when you're laying on their chest. Then you got the leg hug where you just cross legs.
And your bodies are like away from
each other, yeah. Then you got the butt pillow where one person lays on the other person's butt. Then you got the lap pillow, which I thought, so you know, like I would lay in a female's lap. Then you have the arm draper where you just lay your arms across each other. You don't like hug, but you just have it just laying there.
Like you're being crucified or some shit like that? You're just
I guess, yeah, kind of.
Your arms are like laying on top of one another?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I don't see 80. Like at that point, it's like you just have like random stuff touching. Is that considered cuddling?
Oh man, we interlocked our fingers once on the edge of the bed. We were cuddling.
Yeah, like we tie our hair together. It's cuddling. I guess.
When you do the butt to butt, that's what you do. You tie your hair together so you're still connected.
Yeah. I feel like you probably also engage with the temperatures. The sweaty walrus, that's what I'm calling it. You turn the temperature up to 80 degrees and you have a comforter, like a duvet on, right? Mm-hmm. You just get real slippery because you're fucking sweating all day. It's called a slip.
But how are you interlocked? Are you touching or are you not touching? That's probably where the 80 come from. Under the blanket, off the blanket.
Yeah.
Same positions, but under a blanket.
I can only
just
imagine.
Double it up.
Like I just really feel like even some of that, I was like, that's the same thing. Like the half spoon and the sweetheart joint, I'm like, it's one on your chest and one like in your armpit. Like, I mean, that's the same jaunt. Like, I don't know. It's just 80. That seems like a lot.
80, son. 80.
If I ever hit the lottery, I would find out what all 80 was. I will say that.
Would you try to do all 80?
Oh yeah. I like, look, what was that? $200 an hour. So $1,600, $2,000. Let's just say even 2,000, right? Here's 2,000. Show me all 80. I'm curious. How'd you know about this? I've been talking about this since 2022. I just want to know what the fuck y'all are advertising.
That is special, sir.
Yep.
Too special for me.
Yo, seriously. But I'll lead to this, and this is how the article read. Sex in the meta is coming, and so can you.
Get the fuck out of here. They ain't shit for writing that lousy ass headline.
That's not worth a 4-year degree?
You be going hard on these communication majors, man.
Yo, I'm just telling you, man.
You be going hard on these.
Yo, I'm just saying, look, these motherfuckers, like, come on, man. It's like I know your professors are probably spinning around in their home or their office hours because they're like, another student just wrote a cringy fucking title. I mean, sex is coming. Sex in the meta is coming, and so can you. Like, that's a knee slapper. Like, somebody wrote, they're like, gold. Now you make some shit up.
Do you know anyone in real life that uses the metaverse?
No. But apparently people are having board meetings and all this other stuff in there. I'm like, who? Like, if my job ever was like, yeah, we're gonna get a metaverse and have a meeting, I'd be like, I quit. Like, yeah, I'm done. I don't want to see y'all in real life, let alone VR.
So we're just gonna skip Hangouts and Teams, and we're just gonna pretend we're
Hangout, Teams, Zoom, fucking
avatars.
Call me on FaceTime, G-chat me,
nigga, we can
send
three-way.
an email.
We can three-way from a landline phone and have this discussion.
I'll see you. I'd rather drive to your house. What you want? I actually seen this one guy was like, we hate metaverse so much that we actually get on to Red Dead Redemption and get on our, like game chat and talk around a fire at night. And I was like, that's actually pretty cool. Like I would do that.
But that's the same thing.
In a way. But it's still like a video game platform.
But you have
like
legs and you can shoot people. So I guess, all right, cool.
But it's a console, right? It's a third person. Like, it's not like me with a VR. Like, if I'm sitting in my house with a VR to try to talk to your avatar, no, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna be one of those guys, like, those futuristic movies where it's like, oh, you used to have a flip phone. Yeah. Like, I mean, it's not gonna be as bad as a flip phone, but it's gonna be like, oh, you don't have the VR? You ain't dating your wife? You ain't find a wife on VR? Nah, because it might be Bilbo Baggins, and I don't want none of that.
It's gonna be that dude's father. Like, he gonna be in that motherfucker trying to swoon you so he can get closer to you.
Man, you look real good. Thanks, bro.
That's something I didn't think about. How do we know the dad has stopped at just the son?
No, you don't know.
He is in the metaverse right now with some big gigantic tits.
I mean, you spend all that time making that persona, right? Like, you want to keep it going.
Yeah, dad's still he's in the metaverse. He is upgraded and he's catfishing college boys in the metaverse.
I mean, because he made a profile and kept it going, like uploaded pictures. Like you spent some time on that. Yeah. Like, that's an alter ego that you want to keep up.
Nico. That's your fucking Nico. Dad is Nico.
I was going to say that. I was
Dad
like,
is
I don't
Nico.
know if I should bring her back up.
Dad is Nico.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
I've been thinking about it. But you know what is creepy? Amazon buys Roomba.
Why is it creepy?
Because they plan to use the technology to be able to kind of monitor your home, like as far as cleaning and mapping out your house.
Oh, fuck that. They ain't shit. Blow up Roombas.
Why the change?
Destroy.
The change. The change was something like, what's the problem with that? Fuck them motherfuckers.
Fucking Terminator bots mapping out. Man, get the fuck out of here.
And that's why I'm like, could you imagine if they actually had a layout of your house and then all of a sudden you start seeing like, this couch would look real good in that corner.
That you get ads like
extra dirty.
If you have a Alexa show or whatever that shit is with the screen or whatever, and it starts advertising things that you have in your house that need to be replaced. Because if you make Amazon orders, like you order shampoo, it measures out like 45 days and starts to tell you again, you should probably order some more shampoo. Yeah, it's gonna start doing shit like that for like toilet paper. Like, it'll just do anything in your fucking house. Like, nah, man.
So it will literally, start sketching out your house, and then eventually they're gonna start making recommendations. Like, oh, this one couch has been here for a while. Maybe we should advertise some couches, because they could pretty much deduce what it is, because it's a fucking like 6 feet by 3 feet. It'll measure exactly. Yeah, it'll pretty much be like, all right, well, that's got to be a couch. He needs a new one because he's had it for 5 years. Or
it's going to measure out your pets and tell you motherfuckers got heart murmurs and shit like that, and it's going to die soon. Like, it's going to do all kinds of crazy shit.
I bet you they probably will eventually incorporate like an analyzer in the Roomba. This motherfucker eats Doritos all the time because it's in his carpet.
I don't want none of this.
Yep. Hey, that's actually, look, I don't know if you ever heard of like a smart shower, right? I think I probably talked about it.
Probably talked about the smart shower before.
So my always problem with that is like, like Bama's will know your schedule, right? Like, hey, if I set my shower to go on every day at 8, right? And I take my shower, I got my thermostat automatically set to go, set at a new temperature at 9 because I'm not going to be in the house. Like, it just gives too much information for maybe a hacker or somebody just, just pervy and knows what they're doing, or maybe just a shitty employee at Amazon, right? Who is like, this Bama is close to the hub. He leaves his house every day at 9 o'clock. Let's go rob his ass.
Well, if you've got things, sure, but like I think for sport, like most regular folk won't be like impacted.
No,
But
I know.
but
But
like people who have things,
once you start adding it together and start making it where it's all interconnected. Hey Alexa, start the Roomba, start my shower, take my smart trash cans down to the yard and turn on this movie I like so I can eat my Doritos that just got delivered same day from Whole Foods.
yeah, it's got to be so unfulfilling to not actually do things like everything you just mentioned, right?
Yeah.
Just talking to say to do this, do that, and it starts like that's got to be really unfulfilling because like the point is at the end of that, you're still going to sit there on the couch and watch something on television. And then you don't even take an action to make a difference. You just kind of blurt out something else. No, I don't want to watch this. Let's watch iRobot and say whatever the fuck you're gonna do. Like that can't be like what it means to be a human anymore.
No.
Like just to have, that's not even an experience. That's just like, that's like involuntary or some shit like that, just to be blurting out things and then actions happen that you take no part in. You're not even flipping the light switch.
Yeah, because even now you can be like, hey, Alexa, turn my lights on, turn the fan on, set the temperature to 74 degrees, play this music, turn on the TV.
Hey, Alexa, cuddle my wife. Or, you know, like it's just.
Bring Roberto over here to give her the 36 and 67 cuddle position.
Nah, I don't want any of this shit. We need to take down Amazon.
Yeah, but Amazon legit, it was like, all right, yeah, we're going to do this so we can try to map out your house, essentially.
Nah.
And I was like, yikes. Like, I have a Roomba, and he might stay unplugged because I haven't plugged him back up. Because it's like, and now, given it's an older model, but like I just know that Amazon's going to eventually try to incorporate it into Alexa, make it so that it's automated. So that way it can communicate to Alexa. They can collect more data on you. What, you know, like what's cleaning up, you know, how often you run it. How often it's dirty, pretty much get it where, you know, same subscription services. Oh, you need the cleaner for your Roomba and shit. Mm-mm.
We don't need microchips and motherboards in everything. I've got a box fan that I've had for years that during the summer never goes off. You know what I'm saying? All a motherfucker is a motor and some plastic blades. It never goes off every summer. And that shit does not fail me. No. My vacuum cleaner does not need a microchip in there.
No.
I need a motor.
Like, I love the idea of it, but it's like, I'd rather not. Like, I like the idea that, because I named my Roomba Rosie from the Jetsons.
Mm-hmm. Until she starts talking shit back like Rosie.
Yeah, no, seriously. Like, I even have googly eyes on her. But if she's second, it's like, what's up, Mr. Taylor?
Click, kick, just pump that bitch.
No, seriously, kicking it, fuck up my shin. I don't give a shit. I'm kicking that joint right out. Hopefully, I hit my FedEx guy because he's dropping.
Dontrell.
Hit Dontrell right in the forehead and be like, oh, that's what you get, Doc. That's how you deliver a package.
Fuck out of here. Nah, ain't shit. Okay. Burn Amazon to the ground.
All right. Well, this is my last one that I'm gonna go with this evening. I had technically two more, but they're not that funny anymore. PetSmart, the pet store.
Mm-hmm.
Dog groomer quits her job. 7 months goes by, and she's trying to get an apartment because she got a better job, pays more, and her credit is dropped like 100 points.
Damn.
She's like, damn, what the fuck is this about? PetSmart charged her $5,700 because they sent her through Grooming Academy and provided her tools in order to do the job. Also, with doing PetSmart and doing that Grooming Academy, they expect you to stay a minimum of 2 years for you not to have to pay that money back.
She didn't read the contract. She didn't read what she signed up for.
2 years. And then they say, because they reached out, it was like the interview, and they didn't respond. But then the article pretty much was like, grooming academies can cost up to $10,000. And I was like, yo, like, can you imagine? You're working at PetSmart, working Friday nights, making $15 an hour, cleaning dogs, iguanas, fucking cats and shit.
Mhm, mhm.
Another job comes by, offers you $20, and you're like, I can't take it. I still got a year and 3 months here.
I mean, like if she'd have read the damn contract she signed, then that's what she would have said.
Yeah.
But she was looking for upward mobility a little too quickly. And PetSmart was like, all right, gotcha, bitch, $5,000. You owe us.
Yes. And so now she's like, it's taken me a very long time because I really couldn't even get housing because my credit was so fucked up.
I blame her. She ain't shit for not reading the contract she signed when she took the job. This is all on her.
I agree.
Like, there's no pity party over here.
I agree. But I guess I did not know grooming academies were that thorough. I have actually more respect for PetSmart because I honestly just thought they had a random, oh, I'm moving up from Six Flags. I want a job at PetSmart. I could groom your dog. I actually didn't think they actually went through training. So if I ever do get a pet, I might try PetSmart.
That is the most inconsiderate role for me. Like I've never considered a PetSmart groomer as anything. Like I don't think about them. Like I know PetSmart exists. I know they have the grooming station when you walk into a PetSmart. It's usually like a section off to the side where you can see through the glass and see some of the pets, and you can see the grooming happen. But I've never thought about those as like career options. Not for me, but for anyone. So to hear that there is an academy in school for that, like this is new information, but it's not enlightening. It's just one of those things like, you go to grooming school for pets, I guess. Sure. I thought they just put like a Flowbee attachment on some clippers and just kind of just like set it to 2. And then
I thought it was just generic, saying like, watch one of those like VCR training videos where it's like, do you have a dog? Do you have clippers? Good day, good luck, and welcome to the family. Like I just didn't think that they actually went through like a grooming school where maybe it was like 2 months of training that she used to try to figure out. I mean, maybe with the nails, like the dog claws or cat.
Yeah, like
whatever. But
you can't trim cat's claws because it's connected to like bone or some shit. Like they can feel that. Okay. Dog nails you can trim.
Yeah, okay.
You can't clip.
So I would have been fired day one then at this point if I didn't go to the grooming academy.
Cat claws are a part of the cat. Dog nails are just like our fingernails or whatever. But like I'm still sitting here like trying to make sense out of like, yo, this is serious. Like pet groomers really need to know what they're doing. And I've never given a fuck about that.
But that also shows, right? Like whoever's there has either been there, because they even try to say like the average tenure of our groomers are like 10 years. And I'm like,
wow.
Yeah, it's like, so that would tell me, because she clearly fucked the average up, that there's someone there way longer, like since the establishment of PetSmart. Like that person is still there, either teaching, maybe they might be a part of the grooming academy, who knows? But they've been there that long where they are outweighing the ones that leave, because again, you're getting hit with this fee, right? So it's like, that anyone that's in that grooming station has either been there 2 years or more, or is stuck there for at least 2 years.
Well, that must mean the money is legit.
It's at $15 an hour.
Yeah, it's got to be more than that. Like, I'm sure there are tips involved. Like 10 years. Think about it. 10 years doing a thing. If you aren't receiving salary increases, it must be because like A, you might love pets. B, it might be convenient. But at the same time, these pets can fucking attack, and they do.
I've seen some funny videos where like they gotta like tie them down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you have to restrain these animals because they aren't necessarily friendly.
They don't like being like their hair cut and claws clipped.
So I have to imagine like some of these people who've been here like 5 years, like the pay increase must be something else. Like they might be pulling like 80, 90 or something crazy like that. To be there for 10 years cutting dog hairs and being attacked by pit bulls and shit like that. Like, come on.
I would be curious because it doesn't sound like, to your point, it doesn't sound like the move to make, but there's gotta be some benefit.
There has to be an incentive to be there. Like You might get fleas and ticks on you. Like you just, it's risk. All right. It's just
definitely.
animal might piss on like fucking knows. Like nah, it's gotta be some benefits involved with fucking groom pets that we just don't know of.
One thing I can think is that side hustle move. You know what I'm saying? Like outside, it's like, hey, holla at me. I'll come by on Saturday. I'll charge you $200.
I mean, sure, but I feel like you don't have the same like work.
It's probably like a non.
They can't tell you can't cut dog hair at home. They can't tell you that shit. Every stylist can do hair at home. Every barber can cut hair at home. Like there's no way there's a clause in the contract that says you can't do this on your own free time. Bitch, I'm practicing. Okay, I'm practicing.
Honing my skills. Maybe.
For sure.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all you got, sir?
Yeah.
Well, with this being the end of the show, this is the beginning of me thanking you yet again for joining us for episode 143 of the Don't Judge Me podcast. Remember, you can be a part of the show, and you can also watch us live on YouTube. To be a part of the show, send us an email, leave voice. Oh, man. That post-COVID cough came up, y'all. To be a part of the show, you can send an email at don'tjudgepod@gmail.com and leave a voicemail at 410-834-1562. You can also send Sir Nygel a message on WhatsApp to the Don't Judge Me podcast. You can also watch us on YouTube live. Just search for the Don't Judge Me podcast, primarily on Wednesdays around 7 Eastern Standard Time. We'll be there. You can see the show before you can hear the show. In closing, I just like to say, enjoy life. Do whatever you want with that life, just as long as you don't judge me for judging you.
Yep. And I remind you guys about our Instagram and Twitter at Don't Judge Pod. Slide us a comment. Make it interesting so we can have some fun together. The holidays are coming up. Don't you want to spend it with I was gonna say like Zaddy J and and Daddy Nye? You know what I'm saying? Come on. Hang out with us.
That's two nicknames in one day. I was Jay the Stallion earlier, and now Zaddy J.
Yo, you know what I'm saying? Try, you know, I don't know what I'm trying to do.
I don't know what you're trying to do either, player. I don't know what you're trying to do either.
But yeah, see you guys.
So the recording stopped, but the live's still going. If you're watching this, you stuck around for the whole thing, and we appreciate that. So do us a favor, join us in Judgment. Come back to the YouTube, tell a friend to tell a friend, join us on an episode, do whatever you want, as long as it has us in Judgment included. Appreciate y'all, Slam.